And that's the problem, because now when everything's inconsistent with the receiving core, with the offensive line, with the quarterback, you don't know from play to play what's going to be sturdy, right? So sometimes your quarterback's back there and he's got a play to make and he doesn't have the time from his offensive line. Other times his offensive line gives him enough time and he's so frantic back there that he takes off and runs or makes a decision that's a little bit rushed. And so you never get anything in rhythm. You never get any timing established. It's a problem across the board right now. We're a month into talking about it, and I don't know that the city can take much more of talking about it, right? We are 3 weeks removed and going on 4 weeks removed from the last time that Justin threw a touchdown pass, right? These things have to get shored up. They got to get shored up quickly because we need to change the tone inside this building where we're standing right now.
And now they go on the road to US Bank Stadium, a very loud environment against a very good Vikings team at this point in the season. We saw what the Giants were able to do against the Bears' lack of a run defense with Saquon Barkley and both Daniel Jones as well. The Vikings have a pretty good running back as well that they have to guard against, not to mention a top wide receiver in Justin Jefferson. How did the Bears, after looking what they weren't able to do against New York, how do they even begin to game plan for this team?
Right. It's a balance. And Matt Eberflus mentioned it on Wednesday that you have to figure out how to slow down Justin Jefferson while also accounting for their other good receivers, their reliable running game, and their play-action game. It's a major challenge here. Jefferson has been the most productive receiver in the league since he came in 2020. The stats show that. And now you're talking about trying to defend him potentially again without Jalen Johnson, whose quadricep is coming along but still hasn't gotten him fully cleared to play on Sunday afternoon. So we'll see what happens there. You have to figure out, pick your spots, when to double him, when to send extra attention his way, and when to just take your chances and hope that the guy who's got him one-on-one can hold up. It's a dangerous task here, and the game could get blown wide open on them if they're not careful, because Jefferson has shown, obviously, his explosive playmaking skills.
And the Bears certainly don't want to be in a shootout with a Vikings team, especially with the lack of offense that they have right now. Are you concerned at the level of where the defense is right now? Maybe some would say they're underperforming a bit. I think some were shocked at how they weren't able to perform against the New York Giants, and now they have an even more high-powered offense looking to stop.
What concerned me most in Week 4 against the Giants is you knew that the Giants were going to be one-dimensional, right? Daniel Jones had no receivers to throw to, and so you had a game plan that was centered on stopping the run, and still you couldn't stop the run. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley ate them up, despite them sending all their efforts at stopping Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. And so that's concerning. They have been very, very porous against stopping the run to this point in the season. They've got to get that figured out soon. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, long road. To their defense, they still haven't given up a touchdown after halftime. So they're keeping them around. The Bears were about to get the ball back with a chance to mount a game-tying drive there. And so when you have a defense that at least keeps you in the game to the end, you can hang your hat on that, but obviously they got to get more production.
It's obviously frustrating watching the offense struggle, and when you don't see the steps forward, you don't see the progress, and it always seems like they have to take a step back, whether it's an injury or whatever. Should this be, though, more realistic expectations of what this team maybe is for this season, right? Because now we're in Week 5. Yes, who have they played, who haven't they played, but is this who the Bears are?
Well, the expectations never should have been sky high. But as far as the passing attack goes, it's got to look something like a 2022 version of NFL football, and it hasn't. When you're celebrating an 11 completion, 175-yard performance from your starting quarterback as a major step forward, like the Bears have tried to do since Sunday afternoon, it tells you how immense your problems are. Matt Eberflus said multiple times he was very excited about some of the plays they made downfield in the passing game. There were 3, maybe 4 of them, right? That's an average day for most offenses around the league, an average half for some of the better offenses. You got to get that unlocked. I don't think the expectations ever should have been sky high for this team or this offense, but on a basic level, you have to be able to throw for 250 yards. You have to be able to go a game or two throwing multiple touchdowns in a game. How about just throwing 1 touchdown in the game? So they've got to check off some of the basic boxes, and then we can just kind of recalibrate where they are.
And I don't know if I need a specific score prediction for this week, but it's safe to say they would need to basically pull off things we haven't seen yet this season to get the victory in Minnesota.
You got to play close to perfect, right? You got to be really, really dominant in the running game and be able to loosen things up offensively. And then you have to figure out a way to get your arms around that entire Vikings offense. And I think that's going to be a struggle given the firepower the Bears have at full strength, much less when they're missing some of their key defenders. And so, yeah, I think it's going to take a almost perfect effort to pull an upset. So that's not the way I'm leaning. Sorry.